Well, a very good evening and welcome along to the Bashor Children's Home 99 Club podcast. My name is Dave O'Connor, or Irish Dave, if you want to call me that. I'm in for Vince Turner tonight. Vince couldn't be with us here tonight on the podcast, but I'm very excited. I'm excited to talk to this man. I've seen a little bit of a video that we put up on the Bashor Facebook page about you and just talking to you. And ever since then, I've been fascinated with you. So we're going to be chatting to Innocent in the next couple of minutes here on the Bashor Children's Home 99 Club podcast. As we start off, I know a lot of people this evening will, of course, be sad about the news about Congresswoman Jackie Walorski. I think it's really important that we just take a moment to send our condolences to her family and to the other two people, her young staff members who were in the car with her, and of course, the person in the other car, who all passed away in our community this afternoon. And regardless of what your political beliefs are, political sides, it's always a terrible day in the community when four people die in such a tragic way, especially young people, but anybody. So to anybody who's feeling sad tonight over that, we understand. And thank you so much for taking the time, despite that, to watch us this evening here on the Bashor Children's Home podcast. Now, you can leave comments for Innocent. Innocent, you are one of the most popular people I think we've ever had in the podcast, and you're not even on it yet until now.
I don't know if I'm popular, but I will take it tonight, and I'm ready to go. So to answer any question you want about how we do things at Bash and what we do and what our goals.
Well, Innocent Mashakiro, you're originally from Rwanda, is that right?
Correct.
Nice. And how long have you been here in the United States?
I've been here in the United States for more than 23 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, I came in as an immigrant, and now I'm a U.S. citizen, and I like it. I have made Elkhart County my home. That's where my kids were raised, and Basha is my second home. Actually, I call myself a Basha kid, believe it or not. So,
well, I want to have a look here. A couple of days ago, we said that you were coming on the podcast, and I just want to read some of the comments that we got about this. Amy says, Innocent is a remarkable man and staff member. Bashor is very lucky to have him. Doug said, love this incredible man. Great asset to Bashor and the young people with whom he works. And Jay says, one of the kindest people I've ever known and made me feel at peace knowing my son was safe. Thank you again. What is it about you that seems to get this reaction from everybody? Everybody seems to just really warm to you.
There is nothing special about me. I think it speaks a volume about them or everybody you mentioned here. We work together and we interact with each other. We valued each other and we did the hard work together. So I think they are important as I am. And because this job, you cannot do it yourself. It's not about Innocent. It's about what we do. It's about the mission that we are given at Bashor.
What is it about the mission that you think is so important that you've dedicated so much of your life to being here?
I relate very much to the mission at Bashor because I relate to these kids in many, many ways. As many people know, and those who don't know, maybe it's a disclosure. I grew up in Rwanda. I was born and grew up in Rwanda, one of the poorest countries in the world. And then suddenly, where really at one point you didn't know where the next meal would come from, and suddenly became a refugee and ended up in the US. So maybe I see poverty among these kids in another lens than anyone who has never faced that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people in the United States have never faced poverty. A lot of people watching this will say, well, they might have struggled with bills, or they might have struggled because we've all, 61% of America is living paycheck to paycheck right now. But to be faced by poverty and an uncertain future, that's an entirely different level that these kids are faced with.
That's correct. And one of my saddest story here is as somebody who takes kids to court, maybe 15 years ago, I was taking a kid to court. On our way back, people know that. Innocent, we feed those kids. People know that. Innocent, we clothe those kids in a nice way when we go to court. So on our way back, we sat in a Burger King, and I told the kid, pick what you want. And he grabbed a double whopper, and we were eating. He said, Innocent, this is my first time to eat a double whopper in my life. I looked at that kid, I almost cried. I said, this cannot happen in America. That situation really made me realize I'm needed here. Maybe to share my story with these kids, maybe to encourage them that things can change. And that's where the mission comes in. Our help today, we don't know how much hope it will produce tomorrow, no matter where the kid will go, no matter the family you're helping, who needs a gas card, who needs some, just to get by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's so much wealth in this country. There's something that I think about every morning when I'm walking my dogs, and this might seem like a bizarre thing, but I think about all of the neighborhood sprinkler systems on and how we're all watering our grass. And I always think about how there's people in some parts of the world that don't have access to clean drinking water at all. And we're just using all this water. And sometimes it's the simple things like that, or being at home and turning on your faucet and being able to drink a glass of water. Sometimes these simple things, we take them so much for granted, but having access to those things really makes us so rich in so many ways, even if we don't always feel that way. What would you say to people watching to help them understand this situation that some families are in this community that you see?
The situations are different and based on each families, but the common ones I would say is the lack of support at a young age for these kids. You have some families whose kids come here at very a young age, and you realize, oh, where was mom? Where was dad? All the stories tend to just coincide in terms of I grew up without a father, or I grew up with my mom just doing what she wanted without making me the priority number one.
Mm-hmm.
And we see those kids, they come here, we say, okay, we are here to help you. We start building relationships, because the key is relationships. How do you break through what this kid is feeling, what this kids is not sure of tomorrow? How do you build those relationships, and how do you channel that kid to the resources that we do have that are available? And that's a big issue, and I think we do it very well here at Bashor, because some of us who work directly with those kids, when we go around, we look for those resources. Trust me, it's in abundance around here.
As somebody who's also from a different country, people often will ask me in a way that almost seems sarcastic, or why would you live here? why would you come here? And I tell them, the Michiana area, Elkhart County especially, we have an unbelievable amount of nonprofits and resources that are helping people. I think this is one of the most generous areas in the entire country. Genuinely.
That's correct. And I have seen it myself. As I said, I came in as a refugee, raised my kids here. Now they're grown. They are living the American dream very well. But every single day, I can say this, every single day I witness that generosity from the people around me, from the people that know me, and you see it. People are willing to help. People are willing to make you make the next step, if I would say, and they don't hesitate to say, how can I help?
Well, I can tell you how you can help right now, because this podcast is called the 99 Club Podcast, as you can see from the logo. And the reason it's called the 99 Club Podcast is because Bashor is celebrating 99 years, which you've been here for about a quarter of them now at this stage, which is crazy to think that. That's awesome. But they've been here for 99 years, and we're looking for people to donate $99. And if you do, you get an exclusive 99 Club t-shirt. It's a t-shirt that has this logo on it here. And but it's all the money goes towards the children and everything that we do here, all the programs at Bashor. So if you want to donate 99 and become a member of the exclusive 99 Club, then go to bashor.org. You can see the website there. So go to bashor.org, click on the 99 Club. You see it firsthand. If somebody was to donate right now, what are we actually doing for kids that their money goes towards helping?
We do provide a lot of services around here, a lot. But the basic ones, some of these kids come in without clothes. You cannot believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, I received a kid who came in without clothes. And it's our job to provide clothes to that kid immediately. Winter is coming pretty soon.
Don't mention the W word.
But it's coming. It's no secret. I'm in charge of buying winter coats for every single kid on campus using Bashor funds, not my funds. But that's a need that we do have. Mm-hmm. We do have that need. Those kids need bedding. Those kids need all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. They need everything that every child needs.
Correct.
I see there's a lot of comments here, so I want to have a look at some of them just to see. Heather Sherman says, "Love you, innocent." D says, "It was an absolute pleasure working alongside Mr. Innocent." Michael, as you can see on screen, "So honored to get to be on the same team with Mr. Innocent. I've learned so much from him, and I'm so glad he's sharing his incredible heart and story tonight."
Thank you.
It's clear to say, though, you're not just a nice guy, right?
I don't know about that.
You're also pretty strict sometimes, right?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm so nice. I'm a principled guy. I'm a principled guy. When it comes to principles, I don't bend.
What principles are important
people who work with me, I don't bend. Principles like ethical standards, mm-hmm. I don't bend. Policy-wise, I don't bend. There are things I don't negotiate. And there are things I negotiate for the sake of negotiating, but overall, keeping the goal and the mission in my mind.
What are your principles driven by personally?
Principles driven, I'm a client-oriented. Mm-hmm. I'm not here to meet my needs. I'm here to meet the client's needs. And we have so many kids around here who come with broken situation. And the first principle is, how can I help change this kid's life? Even if I can do it one day or one night, one afternoon, one just sitting on a bench outside there, how can I be a help for this kid? The other thing that I'm principled with, and many people who work with me, because whether we like it or not, we are teaching these kids some values that they never learned maybe in their families. Mm-hmm. The entire time I've been at Bashor, I can't remember even a single day I've called off. Probably I haven't called off. I'm always the first one to be on campus when I have to work. And the kids appreciate that. When I tell you I will be there at 10, I'm there at 10. With things like that. And sometimes it's surprising. They say, "But you come from Africa. How come?" I say, yeah, that was even my conflict with my mom, because she never understood why I'm always on time. But we worked through, and before she passed away, and she forgave me about that. So those are kind of principles I don't negotiate with. The other thing is, maybe all my friends who are just giving me feedback and things like that, I do believe that, and I'm a reflection of the concept of a kid is raised by a village. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a village. Mm-hmm. Probably I'm here because of many people in the village who helped. Mm-hmm. And when we do this job, unfortunately, we are doing it for a paycheck so that we can pay our bills. I remind myself always, I'm part of the village. And this kid needs all of us. It doesn't matter who, when, but this kid needs all of us.
How do you encourage a fellow staff member on the days where things get tough?
My approach is very simple. None of us is here by accident. If you end up being hired by Bashor, probably God has a purpose for you. And the key here is, how can you keep going? Because I was like that. When I started, trust me, I almost quit the first day. But a young lady, I won't name her name here, she helped me through. We prayed and she said, I can see you meant for this. Here I am after 18 years and so, and I'm still here. Probably I'll be here until I retire.
As a person of faith myself, I love that when you were struggling with this, you pray together. I think a lot of people, I think the fact that we're able to work in a village where we're able to openly do that, and it's encouraged and it's not pushed on anyone, it's not required, it's just part of who you are and who we are as an organization. I think it's great that you're able to do that. It sounds like God is really the most instrumental person in everything that you do.
Correct. And I make it simple. I tell every staff, I say, look, Bashor pays you for 2 P's. Praying and playing with that kid. If you can play with that kid, if you can pray with that kid, Bashor will pay you. Yeah. Because you don't know how much influence you make on that kid by doing those 2 things. Yeah.
I want to ask a question just because people are so interested about you as well. And obviously I want to talk more about Bashor, but did you have as much belief in God when you were a refugee and you were going through a worse time?
Yes, I did. I got saved in my 20s. So when I became a refugee, I was in my 30s.
Okay.
Actually 30 plus. So I had a strong belief in God. And of course, when you become a refugee, when you lose everything, your faith increased more than you think.
Yeah. Well, you realize that that's all you really have.
Yeah.
It's also all you need, really. But
and God gives you more through people. You realize, oh, okay, so and so, and that's who we are as human beings.
I love it. We're chatting with Innocent here on the 99 Club podcast. I want to say a thank you to some of our sponsors as we go along here. I want to say thank you to New Way Construction for their support. Also, a big thank you to Patrick Industries and Genesis Products and Obico Incorporated for their support of the Bashor 99 Club podcast. And also just a reminder, we would love for you to become a member of the 99 Club. What it's all about is donating $99. You get a t-shirt, an exclusive t-shirt that has this logo. I keep pointing the wrong way every time. It has this logo on it. It just says 99 on it. So people will be like, what's that about? And you get to tell them that you're part of this club for Bashor. So if you want to be the first to donate tonight, go to bashor.org. What would you say to any person watching this that was thinking about working at Bashor Children's Home?
I would say our work is worth it. Our work is worth it in terms of maybe, I mean, we have people who have different beliefs and things like that, but it's worth it because the impact goes to another human being. And that's what has kept me here for these years. Whatever we do here, we are doing it because we are doing it for other human beings. And when you see the kind of changes that happen when a kid comes here to the day they leave, that joy never goes away. That joy never goes away.
It's also part of the legacy that you leave on this earth after you're gone.
That's correct. That's correct.
It's a great legacy to leave. knowing that you're making such a big impact. One of the things, every time I'm here and I talk to people from Bashor, the one thing they always mention without me ever asking them is how they have great support from colleagues. It always pops up. Everybody seems to say we've great support on days where I'm feeling down. This person picks me up, or we all just. So as you said before, it really is about. It takes an entire village to keep things going,
and that's our spirit. You never alone. You never alone. Everything we do, a lot of things. Some of us behind the scenes, but you never alone. There is always someone to help you out, from your supervisor to the backup administration. We are nonstop. Mm-hmm. We are nonstop, and we enjoy it. The moment you know how to do it, it becomes easy. You think it's too much, but once you know how to do it, it becomes very, very easy, and just keep going.
So again, for anyone that's watching that's thinking about donating or thinking about supporting or volunteering in whatever way, or even working here, you talk about making that impact and knowing it's all about other people. Have there been any moments or stories or people that kind of have stayed with you longer and they still live in your brain a little bit?
Yes, I can think of many. As I said, I've been here longer. So there are people who still call me after 15 years, calling saying, "Hey, do you remember me? I'm so and so. I have 2 kids or 3 kids. Thank you for what you did." But a lot of things, and I really enjoy it, and that's a legacy that I will never forget.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it doesn't have to be just your own kids. I mean, you can impact so many kids then. So you really can make it. I read something earlier, and actually it kind of fits. It said, your past is just a lesson. It doesn't have to be a life sentence.
That's correct.
And that's really what we're trying to do with these young kids. And even myself, I talk about sometimes that I'm a CASA, the court-appointed advocates for children in care. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it breaks my heart to see the kids in these situations that they're in, and seeing kind of a lack of support for them, whether it's because of drugs or because of whatever it is that's gotten the families into these scenarios. And to see that every day, I mean, it must be tough to see it over and over and over and over, because you don't become cold to kids.
It's true. Sometimes you feel like, do I need to go back to work today? But there is that sense, that spirit is, oh no, if you don't go, who will go?
Exactly.
That's it. So sometimes I live here tired and get home, get rest, and take care of myself. But the next day I'm ready to go.
Because they need you.
They do. And if we don't, who will do it?
Do you think maybe deep down you need them a little bit too?
I do, because in every interaction, whether you like to or not, there's some give and take. Mm-hmm. So sometimes these kids teach us things that we don't know, that we could have never known. And sometimes they also show us the sense of, especially when they graduate, when they finish, the sense of appreciation. Mm-hmm. That some of us take things for granted. But yeah, it's both ways.
And again, taking things for granted, sometimes these kids being able to graduate from the program and even just simply be able to hold down a job or get an apartment. Like, these are all things that maybe people don't take for granted, but they realize that they were able to do it pretty easily, which I guess is taken for granted. Mm-hmm. But for these kids, that's a whole new world.
Yes, indeed. I recently had a kid who came here without her credit, without their credits, and then that person ended up graduating, and they invited me, and I said, this is really neat. Mm-hmm. To see them just walking through, and I say, yeah, this is really neat, and sitting near their family, I think it was nice.
And it's nice that they think so much of you that they want you to be part of their family for that.
Yeah.
So when kids are finally finished from the programs here, what's the last day like?
full of emotions,
Mhm.
full of emotions
For them or you?
for even for me, for staff. And but again, we again, that's the principle. When we provide the services, we want them to be independent,
Mhm.
to be autonomous. And it's a sad say, it's a sad day, but it's also a good day because we see them going where they should be going.
Mhm. And what actually
And
happens
it's
is
about them, it's not about us.
yes.
Yeah.
Is there a ceremony? Is there
Yes, like
what's that like?
like at Martin unit, where I'm the FSC with substance abuse, we have what we call Queen ceremony. So we celebrate their achievements and we give them a queen, and everybody says nice things for them. And sometimes we can write them notes that they carry along with them. So yeah. And then for me, it becomes even interesting because I'll be the one telling their judge that they are done, they are ready to go.
Mhm.
Sometimes we're in a room, we're in a courtroom, and the judge will say, "What does Bashor recommend?" My job is, Your Honor, this kid has done what they're supposed to do. They are ready to go, and that's a joy to see those hugs in the courtrooms. And people trying to pronounce my name, which sounds like Japanese, and but
That's why I've just said innocent Mashakiro.
But they do it, and it's a joy.
And in terms of the judges locally, are they in general are they very warm and caring towards the children? You know, in how they treat them in a lawful way, in a judicial way.
Yes.
They
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to see some more of these comments just because we got a couple of minutes here left. This one is from Courtney. It said, "Hi, Innocent. It was such a pleasure working with you and learning so much from you during my time at Bashor. You made such an impact on me as I was growing in my career early on, and I love seeing the impact that you continue to make on so many lives. Miss working with you."
Thanks, Courtney.
So nice. Stacy says, "Thank you for sharing your principles and values with our children. They need to hear it from men, and you are the perfect vessel to teach them. So thank you so much."
Thank you.
That's very nice. Sarah just says, "Innocent." D said, "We often had to agree to disagree." It was her fault, though, right?
I know, D.
No, you're just getting so many great comments here. We've got 2 minutes left here on the podcast, so if you are watching and you want to say anything nice about Innocent or not nice, I'll share those ones too. But remember as well that we are looking for you to donate to the 99 Club if you can afford it. By the way, if you can't afford $99, you can still donate whatever you can. But the 99 Club, if you donate $99, you become part of this club. We're hoping to have some social events in the future with people that are just in the 99 Club. But you do get a T-shirt that has the 99 Club logo on it. So yeah, donate $99. When we finish here, go straight to bashor.org and donate. A quick thank you again to New Way Construction, also Patrick Industries, Genesis Products, and Obico Incorporated. They sponsor this, 4 great local organizations. So thank you to them for doing that. Is there anything you'd like to end on?
I mean, nothing more than we said, but I say this job is not about any human being. This is God's work. When we do this, only God gets the glory, not any human being. We are his instruments. He can use us in many, many ways. And I say Bashor has so many ways where people can help and try to advance God's kingdom.
I love that. I like to center myself out of my ego by saying, if I can please God every day, then surely I'm good enough for every human. But it's great to hear that. I love your faith. I love, despite that, you meet kids from all backgrounds and you meet them where they're at. They come in here, you love on them. It is great. We've got a lot of great role models here, both male and female. But I do think it is great for them to have a male influence as well. I think young guys especially need that.
I do too. And
all right. Innocent with the last name that sounds more Japanese. Mashakiro. I knew it.
Mashakiro.
Sorry, I had it in my head and then I overthought it.
Correct.
So, all right, Mashakiro. Innocent, thank you so much. And remember to get more information at Bashor.org. Maybe you want to come work with Innocent. Maybe you want to donate to Bashor. Whatever it is that you want to do, just get more involved. These kids need you. You might need them too. And it takes a village. And don't be outside the village. Come on in. So, Innocent, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for watching the 99 Club podcast. We'll be back again in 2 weeks with another great guest. Until then, have a good one.